Everybody, welcome to end of day stock market update. And this morning, starting with Bitcoin, I told my subscribers this morning around 9 a.m. pre-market update. Bitcoin is here. This is above third standard deviation. That's an ideal area to sell. Anything above third red line is impossible to hold. So probably we're gonna get a dump, and we're probably gonna come all the way to the buy zone. And this is a good time to short. So whoever shorted, we made easily 2.5%. And then afternoon update, I told now it's in the buy zone. This is the time to buy. Now we are heading higher. So now from here we're gonna be heading higher. Tomorrow is CPI day. So at minimum we are going to this first standard deviation, second also possible, third also possible, depending on how far we go. Tomorrow's day could be very bullish, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. I'll be providing pre-market update to my subscribers. And so far, the way things close today, we'll review very soon. It seems like CPI will be very bullish and we'll get a massive pump tomorrow. And we will see huge upside moves based on the price action today. If you guys want to know more, if you guys want to know pre-market updates and midday updates, you can subscribe to my channel. It's like only $7 a month, which is very reasonable, and you can make for the whole year worth of subscription fees in one trade, okay, which is very reasonable. And if you don't like, just cancel the next month. There are no contracts or anything like that. Okay, so this is the free update. So end of the update, so you can see Bitcoin now in the buy zone. This is where you need to buy. If you go to daily chart, you can see what's happening here on the daily channel. You can see we are on this support right here, and you can see Bitcoin is bouncing, and we already have a green signal. And you can see if I zoom in, PPO green line cross above red line, which is very bullish sign. And we got green dot here. Last time we got green dot here, Bitcoin moved. So let's say the day we got green dot, Bitcoin moved from there to new highs, 26%. So if we move to 26% now, just based on green dot, we can go, let's say, around next resistance. So it can go to like 37, 38K. This is the next resistance. So that's where I'm looking for Bitcoin to go. So I think right now is the best time to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin gives you another opportunity. It's down 1% as at the time of this recording. It's very right time to buy. You can see support right on the trend line. Very good time to buy crypto. Ethereum also, you can see right on this support trend line, and right now holding it, and Ethereum is holding better than Bitcoin. It's still in this channel, but it's not gonna stay for long in this channel. Okay, this is the time you gotta buy Ethereum, and it's gonna go. And Ethereum also got a green signal, actually green line got today, and the day is still young. A couple of hours left, and green line is about to cross red line. So probably by in 2 hours we'll have that cross happen in PPO, and we already have a green dot. So I think we'll have that confirmation. And then last time, let's say Ethereum, how much it pumped when we got green dot. So from here's green dot is here. So last time we pumped almost 19%. So you can easily go from here. If you go, let's say 19% from today's close, it can go easily. Actually, I cannot even, I have to zoom in a bit. So let's say 19% from here can easily take Ethereum to about 2200. Okay. So this is the good time. This is probably your last chance before it goes parabolic. And yeah, I think everything is looking great for crypto. And if I go to by my small trading channel, you can see here we came very close to buy zone, still did not hit it, but Bitcoin hit it. So keep Bitcoin as a guide, and you can see next couple of hours it falls below 29,444. Look to buy Bitcoin or any other coin you like. Okay, so Bitcoin is looking very good. Now go to US 500. You can see it closed on the buy line, right on the buy zone. End of day we got a little bit of dump, and it closed right on the buy zone. And this is telling me CPI will be very bullish, and I think we're gonna jump very high. And if I show you SPY, which is the cash market ETF, there are gaps. Let me hide these extended hour trading hours, and then let me go to 1 hour chart, and let me hide this indicator. You can see what's happening on SPY. So SPY, there are two gaps. So what possibly can happen tomorrow could be a fake move, first move after 8:30 a.m. Eastern. If CPI is bad, there could be a fake move. We can come down to fill this gap all the way to 443, which is from today's close is about 0.6%, 0.65%. So they can follow green line. You can see green line here. So we can sell off in the morning 8:30 a.m., fill this gap, and then massive reversal to fill this top gap. So if we go from the bottom to top, which will be filled around 3% upside, and if we don't fill this gap, we can go start filling these upper gaps. And even from today's close, these upper gaps, the top gap is around 2.37%. That's my final target. So again, what I'm expecting basically a pump. I'm expecting, my preference would be this yellow line, expecting a pump to touch all-time high and then come down to fill this gap later on before we go higher. But if we fill this gap now, tomorrow, then green line will follow. But eventually, no matter how you see, we are going higher to new all-time high by the end of this year. So if you can hold your investments, if you are on SPY, look to buy pullbacks, and then that will be your best opportunity to hold, because we're in a bull market. And triple Qs, which is Nasdaq, you can see what's happening. You can see divergences on PPO and RSI. Actually, let's quickly look at SPY and see if we see same here. SPY making, you see same thing here. SPY is also showing divergence. Basically what that means, price is going lower, but PPO and RSI is going higher, so that means a reversal is coming very, very soon. So do not be shorting this market. This is the time you gotta be buying. So triple Q, same thing, divergences are happening, and there's a gap here, there's a gap here, there's a gap here, three gaps here, and today's gap here, which was also filled, it was around 368.7. Now the triple Q's gap, next gap is all the way down around 354. I don't think it's gonna fill that gap this time. Probably it needs a bounce before it goes. That's almost 3.6% away. I do think the best possible scenario is only one scenario from here. Now here we are going to fill these gaps and then coming down to maybe fill this bottom gap and then go higher. Okay, that's my preferred scenario on triple Q. So I'm going to make this green, and let me show you the levels on triple Qs in short-term time frame. You can see it closed right on the green line, which is right on there around 367.89. This is the best time to buy triple Qs. And also Nasdaq 100 closed below first standard deviation. Very, very good time to buy Nasdaq as well. Okay. Dow Jones US 30 also very close to the buy line. You can see it's bouncing. DIA is the ETF you should be looking to buy. It's very close to the buy zone. There's a little bit of gap. Let's quickly look at any gaps which are left open today. Nothing here today, so probably from here we are going higher. So Dow Jones is should be, now there is a gap here. You can see this gap here, so it is possible it can go all the way tomorrow morning after earnings. Sorry, not earnings, CPI data can go here and go up, or it can just bounce now and go fill these gaps before going lower. Okay, so these are the two scenarios which are possible on Dow Jones. IWM, Russell, again let's go to 1 hour chart. You can see same thing, divergence are happening here on a smaller time frame. There's a gap right below it, so maybe it will go here, close this gap, then go higher. But regardless how we go, we are heading higher from here to close these gaps. So Russell also is looking pretty good. Okay, so let's quickly look at gold daily chart. Gold is in the buy zone. You can see how nicely it's in the buy zone. I do expect from here, actually this is what I'm expecting because it went a bit lower. I think most likely this is what's going to happen. My preferred scenario is a bounce here to resistance, then go back again, back test, and then go to all-time high. This is my preferred scenario. So there will be some weakness in August, September, October later on, but for now I'm expecting a bounce very, very soon. Maybe bounce to back test this trend line, fail again, find support, and then go higher. Okay, this is my scenario on gold. And gold miners, plus, closed in plus. Basically this is a doji candle indecision. So tomorrow CPI we can decide. I think gold is gonna decide, gold miners gonna decide. It's gonna be very bullish move. We get all these yellow gaps to fill. So from here we can go as high as minimum 11%. Even we can go to new all-time highs 26-27%. Okay, it might sound a lot higher, a lot of money, but this is what it is. That's why I'm holding gold miners. I'm gonna hold until I see at minimum 32.37 gap fill. So I'm very bullish on gold and gold miner at this moment. Silver, again, looking for a bounce. So I think this is what's, I do expect a bounce very soon. So I'm expecting a bounce, then come back and then go to new all-time high like gold. All right. Natural gas 6% up. Basically, it's by the dip and new highs. Nothing else to say. Very bullish. I have nothing to say in natural gas. I was telling everybody when to buy, and people who bought are very, very happy right now. Crude oil, again, massive pump. Looks like it's built trying to delete these divergences. Only on RSI a little bit divergence. There's no divergence on PPO. So very, very bullish. Any dips will be bought in crude oil. Also made a new high, so that looks pretty bullish here. And let's quickly look at Hang Seng Index. Basically, you can see my projection is as per what it's doing. Looking for this could be a Thor hammer, and we are getting ready for a reversal very soon. In my opinion, bonds bottomed here, so it's buy the dip. Look to buy any dips. Dollar should be struggling here, right where it should be failing. I'm looking for weakness here in dollar, and it could happen starting tomorrow when CPI data is released. Copper in the buy zone, very good time to buy copper. Wheat in the buy zone. Actually, it broke the trend line, so let's see. This looks like a break of trend line. Maybe it wants to come here to fill this gap, or can we draw a trend line certainly like this? That's also a possibility. We might adjust trend line, so this could be another trend line. So we have to keep an eye, but nothing to worry about in wheat. This could be like a fake action before we go higher on CPI day, and corn is just consolidating here and getting ready for next move. Soybeans again in the buy zone. Nothing much happened today, so waiting for the next move. Sugar looking bullish, going for the next move higher. And let's quickly look at Newmont Mine, flat today in the buy zone. You can see massive support on daily since August 2022. Looking very good to buy at this time. This is the way you need to buy. XLK looking for a bounce very soon. There are multiple gaps left, so looking for a bounce before we go lower. This is mainly driven by Apple going lower. XLE flat, so I think it's buy the dip. This chart is looking very bullish, so I think any dips will be bought. So maybe it will fill this gap and then go higher. So that's what I'm expecting. XLV again flat, nothing to do here. Looking for new all-time highs on XLV. Healthcare, utilities. You can see struggling to close above this trend line, but this is a very good best time to buy XLU as utility sector. Looking for a bounce very soon, and this could happen as soon as tomorrow. Okay, so back above this trend line, very bullish. There are multiple gaps to fill. Industrial flat, looking for a gap to fill here before we go down. Real estate sector is also flat. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. Looks like we fill this gap, so we can get rid of this. Get rid of this line. Now this gap up here. Industrials, so there's no gap there, but yeah, so I'm looking for this gap to fill before we go down. And XLF financials down 7.4%, but nothing to worry. Looking for another pump before we go lower. All right, and Tesla coming closer and closer to this trend line. Looks like right on the support line here. You can see right here, right around 242.09, right where the support is now. It's possible. Let's see the gap here. If we get a fake move tomorrow, we sell off. That's gonna fill this gap on Tesla, and then we'll have a massive reversal. That's sorry guys. That's also possible. So be aware of both scenarios. If they want to trap all the buyers, they can start pumping first thing in the morning. If they want to confuse everybody, they will dump. And if you see Tesla here at 235, that's where this trend line is. That will be your great opportunity, and that could be the bottom on Tesla before it goes higher. So look to buy there. Netflix, although a bit down today, but I'm expecting a pump very soon based on seasonality, looking for a pump and then come back to this trend line long term. Google also struggling a bit, but looking for a pump before it goes lower. So again, from here, I'm looking for a pump before it comes back to this trend line. There's also this massive gap here. So it's quite possible we can go to new highs and then come to fill this gap. Microsoft closed right on this trend line. Look how nicely support right on this trend line. This could be the bottom on Microsoft. Now remember, there's another gap here, so it's a bit mixed messages I'm getting. I'm thinking since it came so close to the gap, maybe they will drop tomorrow after CPI, Nasdaq more, and Microsoft more, and then this is where you got to buy all the tech stocks. This is your awesome opportunity. Meta looks like it's breaking this trend line, so. But this could be a fake move. Meta had bullish earnings, but if this breaks, depending on CPI, this could come to fill this gap before it goes lower. But I do expect from here it could backtest to new highs and then fail. So that's also possible. Okay, this is what I think might happen. Apple down 0.9%, very close to the gap fill. So again, same scenarios. I think it looks like it's very close to this gap fill. Maybe that's what they want to do. Maybe I think CPI they will try to make it bad, fill this gap and then go up. So probably I think I'm going to get rid of the yellow line. I think this is what most likely scenario. So 175.69, look to buy Apple. Amazon, massive gap here, but I don't think that's going to get filled soon, so probably going to hit new highs before we go lower. And NVDA was down 4.72%. I don't know why. Was there any news? Some news probably. I don't know what was it, but looks like it's going lower, and I'm not bullish on NVIDIA, and I think earnings will have a massive gap down. But if we get some bullish moves for seasonality, we could see a new move to fill this gap before we go lower. There's another gap here around 409. There's another gap here around 395. So I don't know which way it's going to go. If CPI is bad, we've got to fill this gap and then go higher later on. So that's also possible. Okay. AMD down again 2.44%, looking for a massive gap before we go down. The gap at the bottom is way far away, might not be filled soon. Looking for a pump very, very soon on AMD. Cisco, I think there's some Cisco experts here in my channel. So Cisco is making divergence. So I think at minimum looking for these gaps to fill on Cisco. So maybe we'll have some news and then it's going to fill this gap before we go higher. But it can still go higher after CPI news. But eventually long-term target would be to fill this gap before we go higher in my opinion. Disney now after hours 2.77% up, and Disney earnings are good, and looks like they want to pump it, so that's fine. And if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see this gap is also filled, so we can get rid of this. So looks like Disney was showing divergences. You can see we were making new lows with the higher momentum on PPO and RSI, and that was predicting a bullish move, and Disney is now ready for a massive move to the upside. So that's very good news for Disney stock. And let's quickly look at, I think let's see if there's anything else interesting here. But let's quickly look at levels for tomorrow, quick levels which you can use to buy and sell. You can see these are the levels. US 500, this is in the buy range. US 100 in the buy range. Dow Jones just bouncing off the buy range. Russell 2000 in the buy range. Gold in the buy range. You can see right here in the buy range. This is basically short-term trading just for tomorrow. Gold miners, if it comes below 28 point, let's say 29, that's also a good buy zone. Triple Q's in the buy zone. Silver in the middle, natural gas in the sell zone, nothing to do here, wait for it to come back here. Crude oil in the sell zone, wait for it to come back to the buy zone. Toronto Stock Exchange in the middle, nothing to do here. Hang Seng Index basically was in the buy zone yesterday, now it's bouncing in the middle, nothing to do here. And bonds in the middle, nothing to do here. Dollar in the middle, nothing to do here. Copper in the middle, nothing to do here. Wheat in the buy zone, right where you need to buy wheat here. Corn closer to buy zone. Soya beans in the middle, nothing to do here. Sugar in the middle, nothing to do here. Let's quickly look at sectors. XLK in the buy zone. You can see second standard deviation. Good time to buy. Newmont Mine in the buy zone. And let's see what else sold. XLV. Nothing to do here. XLU. Nothing to do here. XLI. Nothing to do here. XLF in the buy zone. Just as buy zone end of day. Very good time to buy financials. KRE regional ETF closer to buy zone. If it falls below 47.35 tomorrow, look to buy. All tech stocks in the buy zone. Tesla in the buy zone. Sorry, let me get extended tradings hour right, so it's easy. So you can see Tesla is in the buy zone. Netflix in the buy zone. Google, nothing to do here. Microsoft in the buy zone. Meta in the buy zone. Apple in the buy zone, Amazon a little bit higher, Snowflakes in the buy zone, and NVDA in the buy zone, second standard deviation, AMD in the buy zone, ARKK in the buy zone as well. I think those are the things. Cisco in the middle, nothing to do here. Disney now bumping. You can see after hours now in the sell zone, from buy zone to sell zone, so nothing to do here. McDonald coming closer to buy zone. UPS in the middle, nothing to do here. Nike selling off. Let's see what else is here. This is China, MCHI in the buy zone, close right on the buy zone. Baba in the middle, nothing to do here. Baidu in the buy zone, close right on the buy zone. And let's look at Canadian banks. Royal Bank in the buy zone. TD, oh, massive sell-off. I don't know what happened there. Maybe some news. I don't know. BNS in the buy zone. CM in the buy zone. MFC in the buy zones, LF in the buy zone. Let's look at American banks. JP Morgan in the buy zone, Citigroup in the buy zone, Goldman Sachs in the buy zone, Bank of America in the buy zone, BN, nothing to do here. And let's look at some growth stocks. End of day, Zoom is in the buy zone, Target a little bit higher, Palantir in the buy zone, Plug in the buy zone, AEHR higher, SE in the buy zone, TTD in the buy zone, Square in the buy zone, Riot is also in the buy zone. Okay guys, hopefully this is helpful, and again there's a link in my channel if you want to join. I want to learn more about trades and pre-market and aftermarket and during the market trades. I share that, and then you can also share with your friends and family. If you don't want to join, that's fine, it's free, and please help grow this channel. Thank you guys, have a good one, bye.